Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. I'll remind everyone, this is about listening, not watching. So you can even close your eyes so long as you're not driving and just listen and let those images come that will. That's the value in stories. I'm continuing The Treasure Seeker. And where we left it off, well, Friedland had just told Peter his story and finished naming this young maiden who he was in love with as Lucia. Now, Peter had really paid attention through this whole thing, but when he heard his daughter's name, he really took interest and soon found out that it was indeed his daughter that this young man was in love with. He asked, "Young man, what about the father? Have you not sought him out? For perhaps he would be in your favor and all would go well." "Oh no," said Friedland. "Her father is he doesn't do anything quite right. In fact, he ran off and left wife and daughter all alone. He's not a good man. The mother, she complains of him incessantly. And the daughter, whenever she speaks up for him, the wife then complains. It's not a good situation. Young man, what if I told you that I could make all this happen for you? I could certainly ensure that you could marry this wonderful Lucia, and before you were not many days older." Now you see, Peter had thought about this and realized that this young man could be the avenue that he needed. This young man could be the accomplice that he needed in order to ensure that he could live with the wealth that he had gained and also with his beloved daughter. The young man, though, Friedland said, "Old man, don't play with me. It's not right of you to, suggest such a thing. You're just making everything worse." And he got up to leave. Peter took hold of his arm and said, "Slow down, hothead." And then he revealed to Friedland who he was and also showed him the treasure that was hidden beneath all those nails, which had stayed outside, secure and hidden. Well, the next morning they were off together down the road. The next village that they reached, Friedland was outfitted as a wooer ought to be. And you know what happened next. Well, Friedland, shortly after this, bought a big piece of property, a nice house with a guest house in back that Peter lived in. And they had a fishing pond and a hillside that was filled with vines, grapevines, that is, a beautiful garden, an orchard. And it said that they had people that helped them out with all of this. Their milk cow, their chickens, their goats, their rabbits, their pigeons, all the animals that they kept, all the food-bearing landscape that they took care of. They lived in splendor. And Peter Block, He enjoyed his days quite well and the wealth that he had won without anyone knowing the better. Everyone had always thought that it was Friedland and Friedland's generosity that had enabled Peter Block to live the way he did. In fact, people in that village, when they talked about somebody being fortunate and wealthy, they would always say, as wealthy as, well, Peter Block's son-in-law. And that is how it went.